Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I would like to share with you about the newest release of Elementary OS. In the official website we can see here that now Elementary OS has reached version 7. It's very tempting to try this distro because of its features. Like we can see here, there's multitasking view, and then picture in picture, and then screen time and limits feature. Also, if you are a developer, you can build an application and then publish it in Elementary App Center. We can see in the menu, we can get involved in this project. It also has a store and blog, and also a good documentation that we can find on the support menu here. I think it's very good for a new user like me. I can find some news from this blog, and also I can find the documentation in this page. Back to the home page, we can download the ISO image from this page with this button. You can donate just like the amount here, $10, $20, and so on. But you can also input a custom amount here. Before we choose the amount or type here, it is written purchase Elementary OS on this button. Until now I could not find the comparison table between the unpaid version and the paid version. If you know about this, please share your experience by writing a comment down below this video. Let's continue downloading the Elementary OS. I will type 0, then I will click this button. After that, I can see that there are two methods to download the ISO image. Download by using the direct download or download by using torrent method. Actually, I already downloaded the ISO image, so I will skip this process. After downloading process is finished, let's try the Elementary OS. I will try Elementary OS from the installation process. I will put this ISO on the GNOME boxes. Let's go to the GNOME boxes. I will delete this first, Elementary OS 7, and then add the VM, and then click this button, click virtual machine from ISO, IMG, etc. I will go to the folder that I save the ISO image, Elementary, and then click open. And for the template, because according to the Google, Elementary OS distro based. As we can read this, what distro is Elementary OS based on? It says that Elementary OS is a Linux distribution based on Ubuntu LTS. So I will choose the Ubuntu 22.04 LTS, and then next, for the memory I will give 4 GB, and for the storage limit I will give 40 GB, and then click create. I see something different here. Usually if I try a desktop Linux distro, the first boot from ISO image is always in live mode. But in Elementary OS, we will be asked first about the language. Because I never install or use the Elementary OS, let's just follow the steps. First, we need to choose the language. I will choose English. Still in language selection, I will choose United States. Then click select on the bottom right. Then we need to choose our keyboard layout. I will choose English US. Still in the keyboard layout selection, I will choose default. Then click select again in the bottom right. After we have done these two steps, Elementary OS will ask us these 3 options, whether we want to try the demo mode, or erase disk and install, or we can choose the custom install for advanced user. I think demo mode will have the same function as live mode. Because I don't want to try the live mode, I will choose erase disk and install. Then click the button on the bottom right. Because I'm installing this on my VM, there will be a notification like this. I will click install anyway. Then select the hard drive. Continue clicking the button on the bottom right. I don't want to encrypt the partition, so I will click don't encrypt to continue the process. The installation is in progress. Because it will take time to finish, I will skip this process. The installation process is finished. To continue to the next step, I will click the button on the bottom right, and then I need to remove the ISO image because I'm using GNOME boxes. And if I remove the installation medium from here, it doesn't do anything, so I will press the enter and then click this VM and then maximize the window Just a reminder, during the installation process, I didn't create a user yet. So let's see what will happen next. And this is the first boot after the installation process. Actually, this is my first time using Elementary OS. In the first boot after installation, I'm asked again about the language. I will choose English and then US English. Then I need to choose the keyboard layout again. I will choose the default. Then I need to create an account or username first. Then click Finish Setup. After that, I need to log into my new account first. Then after I'm on the desktop, there's something like a welcoming page. I will click Next. I think it's like a page that tells us about the features in this Elementary OS version. I can set up color from here. So excited. I will try to click some of the color. I think it affects the color of our theme. And then click Next. I will click Next for the night light setting. Then Elementary OS notified us about automatic deletion for our old file. I will tick the second and the third option. Then click Next. For the online accounts part, I will click Next because I don't want to connect my account. The next part is about the App Center. The welcoming page informs us about where we can get some apps. It also tells us that in the App Store, there are curated apps that are already reviewed by Elementary. And of course, the apps are made for Elementary OS. Click Next. Then it is about the automatic updates. I will keep it that way because I'm still trying this Elementary OS and didn't install anything yet. Click Next. We are ready to go. And click the Get Started button on the bottom right. We are now on the Elementary OS desktop. Before I go exploring Elementary OS, I want to open some applications randomly. File Manager, Web, and then Terminal. Because Pantheon is a GNOME fork, it makes me curious about the application window. Is it the same with GNOME or not? As we can see here, the application window has a different header button. On the top right, we can only see a button for maximizing or minimizing. And on the top left, we can only see a button for closing the window. For me, it's not a practical design. Why are the buttons separated? More convenient if they are in the same corner. On the top right of the screen, we can see some icons: speaker icon, network icon, bell icon, and on-off icon. It's different from ordinary GNOME. If we click the speaker icon, we can control a music player from here, and also we can control sound volume. There's a shortcut to go to the sound settings panel. If we click the network icon, we can control our connection here. In this VM, we can only see a wired connection. Maybe if I have Wi-Fi, there will be another connection. Also, there's a shortcut to go to the network setting panel and continue to the bell icon. If we click this icon, it will show the notification of our system. We can clear it by clicking the Clear All Notifications button. It also has a shortcut to go to the notification settings. And the last button is the on-off button. I don't know what it is called, so I will call this button an on-off button. It is so simple: only lock, logout, suspend, and shut down. Also, there's a shortcut button to user account settings. Let's go to the middle area of our screen. There's calendar and time. If I click, it, there's only a calendar and a button to go to date and time settings. The application list is so different if I compare it to GNOME. We have grid view and category view. So if we click the application list button, it will open something like a pop-up window, and we can choose how the applications should be revealed. Also, there's search column. It will be a very helpful tool when we need to find an app in a hurry. Since it's using the Pantheon desktop environment, File Manager is the one that makes me interested. It's because Pantheon has a particular user interface. As we can see on the top left of the corner, there are grid and list and column view. If we are using the list view, we can see there's like an arrow in each folder. If I click it, it's like a tree view. Let's go to the App Center. It's so different if I compare it to Fedora Software Manager. I think this Apps Center only displays the applications that are curated by Elementary OS. For example, if I type VLC here to look for VLC, we cannot find it. I think I still need the terminal for installing certain applications. And on the top right, we can see a gear. If I click it, there's no option to manage the repository. I think Elementary OS is using GNOME Web as the default web browser. I will go to facebook.com. Then I will try to make it as a web app. I will click the gear button on the top right. Then there's an option called Install Site as a web application. Click it. And then give it a name, for example, Facebook test. And then click create. There's a notification here, so let's go to the application list. There's a new launcher called Facebook Test. Let's go to the terminal. I want to check the kernel version that is bundled with Elementary OS 7. As we can see here, Elementary OS 7 is bundled with kernel 5.15. Let's go to the system settings. As we can see here, the menu is very minimal and so simple. The menus are displayed in grid mode and we cannot change the mode. But we can still search the setting we want by typing a keyword in the search form. For example, I will type VPN. It will guide us to find the place to set it. I already tried the Apps Center. As we could see before, we could not find something like VLC. I want to try to install it from the terminal. The installation process is finished. Let's find the VLC in the application list. We can see here there's a new launcher for running VLC. So this is my conclusion about the Elementary OS. Elementary OS is based on Ubuntu LTS. Elementary OS builds their own desktop environment. It is called Pantheon, which is a GNOME fork. And Elementary OS also built several of its own apps. I could say that Pantheon Desktop is an adaptation of macOS. Before I end this video, I'm considering the minimum requirement for installing Elementary OS 7. I think it is located in the documentation, so I will click this installation. And we can see the recommended system specifications. I think it's a specification that is reasonable enough to provide for this good operating system. The Elementary OS 7 needs 4 GB of RAM and then at least 32 GB of free space in the SSD. So the system requirement suggests us to use the SSD, not the hard drive. And then the processor should be Intel i3 or comparable dual-core 64-bit. I think we can also use the AMD Ryzen 3 processor. And then the minimum resolution of the display should be 1024 x 768 pixel. And also, if we want to install it with USB flash drive, we need at least 4 GB of storage for the installation. Okay everyone, I think this is the end of this video. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe for supporting this channel. See you in the next video.